JohnHZenger, The Extraordinary Leader, Turning Good Managers into Great Leaders. Dive into the groundbreaking insights of The Extraordinary Leader, Turning Good Managers into Great Leaders by JohnHZenger and discover the astonishing impact that excellent leaders can create for your organization. This summary offers you invaluable information derived from extensive surveys and studies, revealing the key factors that can turn good managers into exceptional leaders. Learn how leadership is not a one-size-fits-all approach, the importance of identifying and building upon strengths, and how organizations can take proactive steps in cultivating better leaders.
Uncovering new insights on leadership. Despite the abundance of books on leadership, new survey methodologies utilized by researchers have revealed groundbreaking insights. In one study, over 1,000 employees participated in a survey on leadership, while in another, mortgage bank employees evaluated their managers through 1,600 assessments. Surveys at an insurance and communications firm yielded further insights, including a 360-degree survey of 612 managers. These surveys produced unexpected results that challenge existing notions on leadership and provide new information on this crucial subject. The impact of excellent leaders. The difference between good and excellent leaders is significant. A top performer in management can be twice as productive as an average performer. This is why investing in leadership development brings generous returns in the future. The military invests heavily in leadership development, and the private sector should do the same. However, leaders cannot be created by forcing managers into an artificial mold. Effective leadership patterns vary, and individual leaders must be allowed to find what works for them. It is essential to avoid sacrificing a leader's instincts in the pursuit of conformity. The key is to allow leaders to develop within their own personalities, drives, and instincts. Aim high in leadership development programs and let people discover what makes them effective leaders. Developing effective leaders. Great leaders are made through active and engaging development programs that go beyond traditional academic training. The best way to develop a leader is to engage the complete being, including the mind and body. The Marine Corps provides an excellent example of how to develop leaders. They train their leaders by subjecting them to intense, real-world situations, and then engage them in after-action reviews to explore the choices made. This process provides potential leaders with a highly engaging period of study, allowing them to emerge better able to take on real challenges. It is critical to engage the complete being, rather than solely the mind for effective leadership development. Organizations have a significant role in developing their leaders and must take a proactive approach to do so. Failing to do so could hinder the organization's ability to lead, and effective leaders must appreciate the value of good leadership and actively nurture its development at every level. Great leaders can be made, and leaders can improve their effectiveness through self-development. Fatal flaws in leadership. The success of any organization depends on effective leadership. While weaknesses cannot be entirely eliminated, it is essential to identify those that can be disastrous to leadership. These are the fatal flaws that must be corrected to maintain stability in leadership. However, too much focus on weaknesses can hinder the development of strengths needed for successful leadership. Therefore, it is crucial to instruct potential leaders on taking responsibility, accepting new ideas, being accountable, and exercising personal initiative. The absence of notable weaknesses does not equate to great leadership. Leadership is a positive quality of its own, not merely the absence of negative qualities. Effective leadership in different situations. Effective leadership is not simply about having innate qualities, but it is subject to specific competencies that match up with specific circumstances. Managers should focus on building their natural strengths instead of trying to patch over weaknesses. The more strengths managers possess, the more likely they are to be perceived as great leaders. Training should uncover strengths and emphasize combinations of strengths that work well together, as every effective leader needs complementary skill combinations. By recognizing the situational nature of excellence and building on managers' natural strengths, organizations can develop more great leaders and become outstanding. Essential competencies for great leadership. Great leaders possess 16 crucial competencies that include high integrity, technical expertise, problem-solving, innovation, self-development, results-driven, interpersonal skills, inspiration, collaboration, strategic thinking, change management, top performance, streamlining, representation, and networking. These competencies vary in importance depending on the context and should be strengthened through leadership development. A leader need not have all 16 competencies, but those who possess the necessary combination of these skills can help achieve organizational goals, establish long-lasting relationships, and inspire and motivate others. Developing effective leaders. Companies can cultivate better leaders by setting high standards, building strengths, and committing to long-term leadership development. The success of these efforts depends on senior management's commitment to developing new leaders. Developing effective leaders is essential for the long-term success of any organization. Companies can take important steps towards cultivating better leaders by first identifying who to develop as a leader. While some organizations take an elitist approach, others like the U.S. Marine Corps and Southwest Airlines believe that everyone is a potential candidate for leadership positions. Setting high standards for leaders is crucial. Companies should encourage their best leaders to excel, which can help lift the entire organization. This requires a long-term commitment to leadership development from senior management, who must be involved in the process beyond just cosmetic support or dabbling. Senior executives should attend leadership development sessions to show their commitment and set an example. Tools like team-building activities, 360-degree feedback, coaching, and measurement dashboards can help encourage leadership development. Coaching, in particular, can be seen as an asset to one's career rather than a threat when coaches provide ongoing support to help develop better behavioral skill sets. Effective leadership development should be viewed as a long-term process rather than a one-time event. Leadership classes may be viewed as 13-week courses, but to be truly effective, they should continue indefinitely in some form. Developing leaders is a skill that takes time and effort to develop, which is why senior executives need to set high expectations for professional development and insist that every member of the organization strives to become an excellent leader. Ultimately, the success or failure of these efforts depends on senior management's commitment to developing new leaders. All competencies are not created equal, which is why it's essential to focus on building strengths and setting high standards. The rewards are high for organizations that make this commitment, and the future is questionable for those that do not.
In conclusion, the extraordinary leader challenges the conventional wisdom of leadership development and focuses on turning good managers into great leaders. By identifying and building on their unique strengths, managers can significantly improve their effectiveness, bringing rewarding benefits to the organization. Additionally, understanding that leadership is situational and requires varying skills in differing circumstances is crucial to success. As an organization, your commitment to the long-term development and support of potential leaders will not only create a culture of high performance, but also set your company apart as a beacon of great leadership and achievement.